It's getting very tricky this deep, I think, because I think I'm going to call. It's not tricky anymore, boys. It's not fucking tricky anymore. Yo, welcome to a third stream, in theory, even though it's the next day for me, but it is still Russian Cash Friday, as far as I can tell, for the next 2 hours, and looks like my account might be getting some double splash pots, which is fun. Aces incoming. Yeah, I guess we'll call here out of position. I don't expect to four. I mean, you never know at these limits. I don't really expect people to do a lot of four betting with like queens and tens. So I'm not scared of tens. Queens, probably they might occasionally do it without realizing they're not supposed to. But whatever, we're going to break with aces, obviously. Yeah, clear call. Yeah, let's hold here, please, dealer. Twice is fine. One for me. And one for me. Good fucking start, boys. We get the old call forward with queens here, debating call or jam. Call or jam. Gonna call. People don't call for it probably as much as they should. I get to tank check this because I'm going to check on my ace queens as well. So I'm a little bit protected, so I can just fold now. I don't expect him to like start bluffing jacks on that turn. He may obviously have, his bluffs are going to be like ace 10, ace jack, so I'll quite happily fold. Hopefully I trap kings. Oh, that could have been dirty, even let me get to the river. Could have been dirty, could have got there, could have maybe bricked. I think when he checks back a king and bets the ace. Interesting, very interesting. King 5 fold, queen 5 fold, queen 7. Yeah, got the nuts over here. So a little bit. That turn just destroys him so hard, and I block his calling range, so I have to check this back. I don't expect him to have a call. If he's got two pair, he might occasionally call. So, but I also kind of want to make him. I get more money when he rebluffs a flush. Sorry, re-induce sometimes. So, might value. I need to raise a little bit bigger just in case he's got a straight, I guess. I kind of really want to make sure he can still rejam. That's the thing. Oh, he doesn't do it. Fuck. I mean, maybe with a min raise they've gone for it, but interesting situation. Over here, I'm going to call forward. I should have just jammed. Call forward here is 40 bucks. Just fucking jam, boys. Punish him. When he calls, he's got some traps here. With the ace queen of hearts, I think I'm going to let this one be checked. Out of position, slightly deeper. 100 big is probably still going to be a bet, but we are like 100 and something deep. Ace king just got there. Do I start betting now to deny equity from, or get called by ace jack? Maybe deny equity from some small pairs, not get blocked myself. I think so. Gets a little bit tricky when you get into these spots where your range wants to bet, but your hand is kind of medium. I still think small bet can't really go too wrong. That's actually a pretty fantastic river. He may try and value bet versus ace king now, so I'm going to check call. Oh, we got there ourselves. Over here, we won a 3-bet pot and c-bet and showed it down. Over here, he check raised a flop and checked the turn. I think we just have to value bet this. But that block on the turn prevents us paying a bigger bet. So it does achieve some stuff, plus denies equity from potentially 8s with the 8 of clubs. You know, and that's a big chunk of equity against us. And so don't always just like a lot of players think, oh, if I can't get called by worse, I shouldn't bet. And unfortunately, that was like human logic. In solver world, we don't think like that because, you know, here's pretty close to a call, to be honest. But I think I'm just gonna let it go. In solver world, we don't think like that. We think like, it's not just about can he call me with worse, it's about denying his equity of his position. Like he's not raising enough with ace king there, so that's already fantastic. he's not going to get the opportunity to now just like bluffing into me, and I've got to guess twice. Like there's loads of pros of betting that yes, we don't always, when we get called, we don't always win, but you know it's the lesser of all the evils sometimes. So we think we need to check raise this when we don't have the backdoor flush draw. I need to check raise very big because it's a pretty dry board. If he wants to put more money in with pocket eights, please do. If he wants to put more money in with king jack, please do. On this turn, 4-5 obviously completes, but I still think 4-5 completes. The ace kind of hurts him. Just complete some ace fives. I think against the big blind, we still bet this. Yeah, I think against the big blind, he probably hits that pretty polarized or doesn't, so I want to choose like a larger size. It justify going smaller against players that maybe I'm like trying to fold out pocket eights, so I can just go super small. But here I'm like, ace 4, ace 5 is going to call me, so I now got a value hand. Min raise is obviously 4-5's there, but I have 2 pair now, so I just have to call and hope that he either gives up and he has like ace 3, or I complete. So this is just unfortunately just going to be a call. It's not a complete. Hopefully he gives up now. When he gives up, I don't think he's got 4-5 anymore. So I'm hoping to value get against the ace 3. See how everything kind of changes based on his action? Like 4-5 just jams. So as soon as we now go 4-5 100% jams, I mean it can't ever be 100%, but I have to start from somewhere. I assume 4-5 jams. I assume ace queen jams. So now I'm targeting exactly ace 3, ace deuce, ace 4, ace 5. So I have to jam once he checks. I would have maybe folded if he jammed. So we found a bluff on the turn. Maybe the old like 4-2 of clubs. But you see, like you've got to just use logic at every point, and it can change. Like you've got more information. The GingePoker video series is now live. Head over to GingePoker.com if you want to start your path to financial freedom. Hope to see you there. Table 2, we 3-bet and now we c-bet. And we'll check the turn and basically go into check call mode as a trap. And we will not raise just because we had the board lock. We'd raise here, for example, if we had 5s maybe, but king queen is not going to be a raise. And clear jam if he bets. All in. I think when the raising to 90 or raising to 200 here doesn't really make a huge difference when he's got 170 behind. Decision's the same. And he was mainly bluffing anyway with like Jack 10, which would have been fun if he got there. So anyway, let's say play poker, boys. 3-bet 6s. Pretty good flop for 6s. I'm going to size up because we're deeper and it's a reasonable board. Okay, aces again. 6s, 7 of spades turn. I mean, Reigns wants to check here. I think I'm going to do it. I don't hate bet either. He bets. If he goes small, I think I check raise. If he goes big, I think I check call and probably have to check call twice. Just debating whether I want to check raise the turn now. It's getting very tricky this deep, I think, because I think I'm going to call. It's not tricky anymore, boys. It's not fucking tricky anymore. Go for it, son. Do your worst, can. Do your fucking worst, Marbo Liquid. I think we'll raise this one, and I'm going to make that joke. I make it every time because I'm the quads champion. I've got 2 pair here, 6s and 6s. It does fire out the bluff. Ace queen suited though, we never fold that. We always call here. Also don't 4-bet it. It's like one of those hands that's like too strong to fold ever, and not strong enough to. Well, it is definitely strong enough to 4-bet against some players, but it's not strong enough to 4-bet and then have to fold it. So you don't 4-bet it because you'd have to fold to a jam. I think we call here versus small. Now we hope for the fucking best. Oh man, I mean, do I call, do I jam now? I think on that board, I think I call, probably call river as well. Now, if I'm calling the river anyway, so I lose to ace king, is it better to jam in case he checks back like ace 8 and make sure he doesn't check back? So I lose the same, but then I win the 74 when I'm ahead. I think that makes some sort of sense, right? Because if he just checks back ace jack and only jams ace king, it's way better for me to jam and let him call ace jack, right? Nah, because it's a chop anyway. I just realized the queen doesn't play. Okay, all right. We won. Panic over. And that is the end of the session. Thank you very much for tuning in. We're now full on GG Pro. We won fucking chunks. If you want to see it on PokerCraft, let's have a look. You guys keep asking for this, let's fucking show you. Plus 1,000. All right, so you guys probably want to see it forever. So obviously I've only been playing GG this year, but we can go custom range since fucking 2016, November the 1st until, oops, 1st of November 2016 until 21 November 27. Show. This is every session now. EV graph. Okay, so that's when we first started playing. We broke even at the start, and then we fucking went into God mode. So this is our total hands. I don't know if you can see this because it's not zoomed in very well. Is 10. That's the first 10,000 hands we played of 200 brush. Then we go to the next 10,000. I think you have to basically keep doing this until you get to the full 40,000. So we played about 40,000 hands now. So next 10,000 hands, this is up to 20,000. Basically broke even, and then this is when we came back and we started. You guys have seen the fucking YouTube highlights. It was pretty disastrous at the start, getting a bit rusty. Then we started to break even again. Next 10,000, please, dealer. And then you can see starting to sort it out. Basically, consistently playing, I think, pretty good. And then, as you can see, graph is going back to normal now. I mean, obviously, this is a small sample. There's a lot of variance involved in this, but I would say that this was a lot of rust. But that's, you know, maybe I'm biased. But as you can see, consistent trend upwards, a lot smoother. Obviously, this was fucking run good. Obviously, this was rust, and obviously some variance as well. And this is just what I'd expect to see is like some sort of like consistent line like that. EV, I guess, is around 4K. Let's over say 40,000 hands. So you expect to win about 10,000 over 100,000 hands at that run rate. Obviously, we're running good right now, but fuck that. Let's just look at the EV. So you'd expect me to be winning roughly 5 bigs at this limit, which I think is reasonable, 5 bigs with the level of play there. Obviously, at other stakes where rake is different, you might win at a high win rate. But I think 5 bigs is pretty good. I think if there was like no rake, I think my win rate would be higher in this pool than in other pools. But whatever, that's what it is. You guys keep asking to see this. I'll stick around in the chat. Obviously, I'm ending the stream now, but let me know what you think about this. I've obviously, again, as I said, streamed all of that, so you watch all that part as well. I am human. I don't always fucking win, but I like to think this is pretty consistent, even though I am running reasonably above EV. But fuck that, you know, 4,000 still pretty good over 40,000 hands. We'll take it, and all the fucking best, boys. See you in the next one.